continue to do for us. We are deeply in your debt, and so deeply in your debt that Eric will actually FedEx you back to you. Put them in your life. Pat, did you happen to pick up the notes?
We're editing them, Jay.
Yeah. Hey, this is better. Thank you. What a wonderful group this is. Every 2 years at this time, I discuss with you some issue that I believe to be of particular importance to us as scholars of the military and society, and as fellows of this organization. These have ranged from challenges to intellectual freedom to the importance of participating in policy discussions in the public square rather than remaining in our comfortable academic cloisters. Today, I would like to share some thoughts with you on our identity as a scholarly society and briefly of ourselves as the fellows that give it life. I've been thinking about this topic for a while, but my thoughts crystallized with the loss only a month ago of our friend and mentor to several in this room, former IUS Chair and President Sam Sarkeesian, who I realized this morning I first met 35 years ago in this building at the American Political Science Association's meeting in 1976 when I came here looking for work, and thanks to Sam, found it. This sad event reminded me again of the loss of Charlie Moskos in 2008, and of the contributions both of these fine scholars made to the discipline and to this organization. It is a privilege to have their spouses with us today. Ilka Moskos and Jeanette Sarkeesian are good friends and continuing reminders of the wonderful things we have shared together. They also inspire us to build on the legacy left to us by Charlie and Sam. Welcome to IUS. The organizational identity of the IUS is quite clear, and the purpose of our society has remained fixed since its creation. We are the natural scholarly home of civilian and military social scientists studying the military and the relations between the military and civil society. We are both interdisciplinary and international, and draw our strength from each of these characteristics. The basis of our success was clearly to uphold the highest standards of social science research, and we try to facilitate this on the part of our fellows. We do not take positions on controversial issues of public policy as an organization, but encourage our fellows to do so if their research has useful policy implications. While we are technically an invitation-based organization, in fact, we gladly welcome those who share these perspectives and wish to join us. Our vision of scholarly excellence has remained consistent from Morris Janowitz through Sam Sarkeesian, Charlie Moskos, David Siegel, and, I hope, to me. Sometimes we think of ourselves as an invisible college. But the IUS is not a virtual construct, but one that has not only members, but arrangements with other entities. We call our members fellows, and they're all fellows. We don't have some segregated area of student fellows. We have fellows who, because of their situation, can pay a student rate. And we encourage you to do so. Everybody here, first-time visitors to the conference and non-IUS fellows, everybody here who has taken the time to be here and has the interest and the capability to participate in these discussions by your presence should be among us formally, and I hereby invite you to do so, indeed encourage you to do so. We've handled our organizational details in ways that are as transparent as possible, with the single goal of encouraging and disseminating the best work on the issues of military and society that we believe are so important. One might say that an organization like ours has both a body and a soul, and each one nurtures the other. As scholars, we are not naturally inclined toward organizations. Anyone who's been a department chair knows this only too clearly. The independence of mind and creative thinking so necessary for scholarly excellence make us a challenge to organize. Fortunately, the IUS makes no demands that interfere with the creative thought of our fellows. On the contrary, we do all we can to encourage it. Just as our organization is not theoretical, the work we do has important practical implications. This has never been more evident than it is now. Personnel issues such as who may serve and under what conditions remain relevant, although the specifics will change over time. Military professionalism and the ways in which the military interacts with society remain important objects of inquiry, not only in Western societies, but in areas of the world now in a state of political and social ferment. Added to these issues are the policy and ethical questions arising from new forms of warfare, technological changes, and non-traditional military and quasi-military formations. These changes make the multidisciplinary and international character of the IUS even more important. No one is better positioned to understand and discuss the evolving nature of the militaries and civil military relations than our IUS fellows. Our international outreach is long-standing, and the IUS Council is discussing new opportunities in areas ranging from the Middle East to Latin America to Oceania. In that connection, I would like to invite your attention to a new organization being formed in Israel by scholars of civil military relations called the Israeli Association of Military Society Studies. Their inaugural meeting will be at Kinneret College on the Sea of Galilee in mid-December, and I have the privilege of giving their keynote address there. Many are already IUS fellows, but you may be sure I will invite others to join us. Reuven Gal is a prominent organizer of this conference, and I'm sure that he and our other Israeli scholar colleagues here would be pleased to discuss this most interesting development with you further. If we are to continue to prosper as an organization and have the greatest impact on scholarship and policy, we must identify promising students, undergraduate as well as graduate, and encourage the study of armed forces and society as the focus of their intellectual energies. We need to expand our notion of mentorship beyond one-on-one assistance by exposing our students and young colleagues to our wider intellectual community and socializing them in it. We need scholars at all levels to join us in our work, publish in our journal, cite it in their other publications, participate in our conferences, and help us identify others who would benefit from association with us. We have an important legacy upon which to build. This weekend, we have mentioned the work of Morris Janowitz, Charlie Moskos, and Sam Sarkeesian. While we appreciate their contribution and honor their legacy, new generations of scholars will not only build on the past, but discover other areas to explore and different ways in which to do it. This is as it must be for our organization to evolve and remain relevant, not only for scholars, but for policymakers, the public, and the military institution itself. I began these remarks by considering our organizational identity. I end them with a comment on our individual scholarly identity. The intellectual excitement we encourage and support is visible on the pages of our journal and at our conferences. This weekend, scholars of widely ranging ages, nationalities, approaches, and policy views gather to share ideas, see old friends and make new ones, and recharge our intellectual batteries. We are proud to include in our scholarly identities fellow of the Inter-University Seminar on Armed Forces and Society. I thank you for your support of this organization, and most importantly, for your continuing contributions to understanding the vital issues of the military and society.